Hello everybody. Hello, hey. Hey guys, it's Andy, Decayed Andy here. Just getting set up for Moon Poop 2. Woo woo woo. It's Transformer Day. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. Am I? No. Yes? No. Damn you, buddy. Make up your mind. If we're gonna sneeze, let's just, let's agree to it and let's actually go through with it. Not just dance around going, will we, won't we, ooh, I don't know about that. Just let me sneeze if I'm gonna sneeze. Come on, bro. Hey, it's Big Man Dom. Hey, Dom, how's it going? You came on a day where there's like no fucking Transformers news, as is the way of things. How's it going? Are you doing well? It's been a while, my dude. Been a while. We haven't started up the show just yet, as usual. Just let's one or two little peoples come in if they wants to. Gives them a little bit of a time. But we can also set the goo up, and I can make sure that everything's working. Everything seems to be good. Wee. Lovely jubbly. I also want to get... This won't probably be, or this will probably not be a super long show today, just because there's very little news. And I'd like to get back to painting some Warhammer figures if I can. That's the hope. I wasn't able to for most of today because it's been fucking dark and rainy. And 5 o'clock comes around and it's like, oh, son, we're gonna now? Yeah, now. It's like, oh, really? Now? Yeah, okay. It's not the time I would do it, but okay, fair play. Dom says, all good, mate, and you are still picking at Transformers and all the other lines. Oh, I'm guessing you are rather than me. I'm same as usual, Dom. Just cracking through with life talking about Transformers. You know how it is. Still got a highbrow on my desk. I should probably take highbrow upstairs at some point and put him on a shelf at some point. Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that. That's future Andy problem. It's not too far into the future, but yeah, it's close enough into the future. Okay. Yeah, how about we get some music going and we'll get the pooping going. All right.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm joined by nobody today as I talk about the Transformers news. Hello, welcome. Yeah, it's a light week today, or this week, I should say. Well, how many news stories do I actually have on the tail? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9 stories. Not big ones either. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. But that's okay. Hopefully I'll make some kind of small, entertaining show for you to sit down and go, oh, well, that made me smile just for a small amount of time. That's what my previous girlfriends have said as well. There's nothing long about it. Anyway, Transformers. What are we going to be talking about today, everybody? Well, let's start off with the cracking news of Swan. Transformers, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee best friend necklace set and more. Oh, you know, as a small boy back in the 90s where things were good and I was still happy, I thought to myself, man, wouldn't I like to have a Transformers necklace to give to my friend and for everybody else in school to see these things and then get the shit kicked out of me. Oh boy, howdy would I. Oh, I bet these will be of the highest quality. But let's not be like that. Maybe they will be really cool. Anyway, this is coming from Hot Topic, everybody's favorite gothic place. I don't know what Hot Topic's like anymore. When was the last time I went to Hot Topic? Probably like 2007. My last trip to WrestleMania in Detroit. It was pretty good. I don't know if like Hot Topic's gone downhill from then. Maybe it's still a good shop. I don't know. I think I remember people saying it got really like not goth and it got more commercially, which, you know, that's a bit of a shame. And I guess with products like this, that would make sense. So these are Optimus Prime and Bumblebee pendants that feature some articulation for even cooler necklace positioning, I suppose. If you wondered, this is the item description. You and your bestie, that's what I called my best friends in school, my besties, can roll out with Autobots with this Transformers necklace set featuring 3D pendants of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee that come with movable arms and legs. I know. It says 16-inch plus 2-inch extender, but it's not about the size, lady. It's about how you use it. That's what they say. Nickel-free alloy, acrylic, and a set of 2. I don't know. I don't think these are going to be 16 inches tall. That's really big. That's huge. But yeah, okay. They have movable legs as well. The story didn't say that, but yeah, they oh boy, they oh boy, they oh boy. Now, in the past, I've had minor issues about the build quality of the Hallmark decorations, right? I think you and me and Mikey and other people, remember those times where I've been like, wow, these are really bad. These are worse. It seems these are a lot worse. The painting on them is what I'd call gloopy crap. As a fine painter called Duncan would say, you need 2 thin coats for a good smooth finish. It looks like these have been, let's say, slopped on. Get some slopping on. Get your paint on and just dunk it. It's thick, gloopy, and the actual sculpting as well looks kind of poo. So yeah, these can move their legs by the hips. Yes, they can move their arms by the elbows. But they look terrible. And I can feel another... Excuse me. Yay, I got the sneeze out. The demons are fleeing my body finally. Hooray! Now I just need to stop taking cocaine. And then all the demons will go away. Either way, yep, these look pretty terrible. Pretty bad. It is surprising to me how much worse these look compared to the Hallmark decorations. Hallmark decorations look the good quality compared to this. So, that's the thing. I didn't see a price. There's also a Starscream and a Decepticon insignia necklace. These are more flat. They're not like a 3D item. It's more like just a flat pendant. What you'd more so expect from a necklace. And there are also, what are these? Are these badges? Oh, there's stud earrings. Okay, so if you want a Starscream or a Decepticon insignia or a Megatron adorning your holes in your ears, then you may fill your holes with some of these Transformers, or you can mix and match. Maybe you've got many holes inside of your ears, and you wish to have all 6 of them. I can count all 6 of them, 3 in each, or maybe you have 6 holes in one ear, then you can have them all in one ear. Wow. These look better, I suppose. They're not as gloopy, more detailed. You can tell what they are. Megatron's got some nice kind of shading, suggested shading around the sides, like under the eye and on the inside of his little bucket helmet. So they look okay. These look fine. Starscream's a little bit more boring because he didn't have shading. And the Decepticon insignia, it's Decepticon insignia. Yeah, you know what it looks like. It looks fine. It looks fine. Do these things you need buy? Said Master Yoda. I'd say no. I don't know who these are for. I mean, I kind of know who these are for. This is just like, I'll have some tat. Not the best things I've seen ever before. Probably the same for you. But if you are in the market for some terrible, terrible necklaces, I would much rather suggest you go and buy something from Etsy. There are probably better Etsy items, Transformer-wise, for necklaces than this stuff. Earrings? I don't know. Claire's accessories or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, excuse me, that cocaine is still coming out my nose. GameStop, CandyCon, which GameStop, then the new thing, is doing an exclusive with CandyCon. The title isn't the most straightforward. So CandyCon are doing a crossover with Transformers to make custom control kits. I do not know who Candy Controls are, apart from I can make the assumption that they're a video game controller manufacturer of some description. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're well respected or well known or anything like that. But let's have a look, because there's 4 designs. There is a Hot Rod, a Jazz, a Devastator, and a Soundwave. No Optimus Prime, no Bumblebee, no Starscream. Soundwave is kind of, the obvious one. Kind of weird selection, but okay. All right, well, fair enough. Let product description: convert your Candy controller, CandyCon controller, with this 40th anniversary G1 Jazz combo pack. Contains all the parts you need to energize your CandyCon base unit, sold separately. Oh. All right. Into heroic Autobot Jazz. Autobots roll out. Okay. Create, play, repeat. So, when I have a controller in hand, my brain does not go, I need to change the look of my controller so it looks like something else. And I'll want to do that frequently. Maybe that's a thing real gamers do. It's not a thing I would do myself. It continues, mix and match CandyCon base units, sold separately. I guess, yeah, it just keeps going. The product description is like, Soundwave, it's a thing. Is it different each time? Hot Rod, and Heroic, Hot Rod, Soundwave, and Evil Soundwave. Yeah, it seems to repeat the same things multiple times. So this isn't you don't actually get the controller. This is more like an add-on. It's like, do you remember the Xbox 360? How you used to be able to buy faceplates for the 360? I guess it's like that, but for a controller. I don't know if that's good or not, but yeah, these are the faceplates. Devastator one, yeah, looks neat. Yeah. Oh, it actually does look very nice. Because it's, aggressively green, lime green, G2E green. Shows how it goes on. Oh, you actually get new... okay, so a thing that might be worthwhile is if your thumbsticks, if the rubber on your nipple sticks rubs off, this might be a way to replace them instead of buying an entirely new controller. That's all right. That could be okay. The Hot Rod one, the Hot Rod one doesn't work as well. Is it? Yeah, it is actually hot. No, is Hot Rod red? Yeah, Hot Rod is red and Rodimus is pink or pank. So I'd say this is, at least in these promo images, looks much more pank. So it's probably more Rodimusy than Hot Roddy, in my opinion. All right. Jazz is a little boring compared to the other ones. Yeah, it's fine. And the Soundwave one, yeah, the Soundwave one looks okay as well. These are all fine, weird little things that you can, I guess, customize your controllers with. If you have a specific one and you don't want your brother, sister, mum, or dad, or whatever, your dog, taking your controller, because you can go, mine is the Hot Rod one, and it's like yours, Fido, is the Soundwave one. So you can play with that one, not with mine. Okay? I don't see a suggestion of price. I would imagine it's similar to other CandyCon upgrade sets. Let's be big brain. Let's be big brain. I don't need that on. I don't need this on. Yeah, let's be big brain, and we'll check Amazon.com. Excuse me again. I'm going to be sniffing all this show, I'm afraid. Amazon.com. And let's type in, what was it? CandyCon. It says CandyCon controller plate. That'll do. Boom. Go away. That's not exactly what I thought it would say. Okay, well, how about stop calling it CandyCon. CandyCon. It doesn't like it. Okay, CandyCon controller. Well, apparently CandyCon is not on Amazon, so I don't have any way I can check it. Unfortunately, I don't know where you'd buy your CandyCon controllers from. I was interested to see if they had the price point where we could gauge how much these plates are generally. I have no idea. Oh well. I hope they're not too much, but usually with these things, they're more expensive than you would imagine. So be aware, and if you're interested, keep your peepers' eyes to the skies, as they say. So let's move on to real Transformers news with Dr. Wu in the DW-E37 Leap, the DW-E38 Pulse Gun, and the DW-E-38 Hub Wheel. So, these are Micromaster scales, as is the way of Dr. Wu. They are doing a Cliff Jumper, a Shockwave, and a Hubcap. The Pulse Gun, which is... hang on. The multi-packs, okay. Excuse me, of course the multi-packs. Okay, so the standard one is the cartoon deco, so that's the E37 and the E38. The E37... what? Oh. What? The E37 and the E38P are the toy deco versions, and the E39 and the E38B are hubcap deco and the Astro Magnum, which is Shockwave, if I remember correctly. So let's have a look. CG CAD models, so not even 3D rendered or printed or anything like that. Cliff Jumper's not... I mean, he's fine. Cliff Jumper design. I could be interested potentially in a the Micro Masters Shockwave Pulse Gun. I could be interested in that. I'll be interested to see how they do his cable, because they do show him with a cable running from his big backpack gun thing to his arm cannon. In the image, it looks like that would be a hard-wired posable cable. Obviously, that's probably not what will be the case for the real version. Maybe it'll be a bit more pliable and bendy. But usually with really stiff cables, it can make articulation difficult or fiddly. So I hope it's a nice, loose and jangly thing. Maybe you can even unplug it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at the 37 and the 38 versus the 37 and the 38. The toy colors versus the cartoon colors. They're really different. They're super duper different. And if you can't hear the slight sarcasm in my voice, I don't know what to tell you. So it seems like if you want Cliff Jumper Tough Tits, he's going to be the same in both packs. If you want your toy Shockwave and you want your cartoon Shockwave, you're going to have to double up on your Cliff Jumpers. Obviously, one is purpler and one's more lilac in nature. And then the last one, Hubcap looks mean. They've given him a bronze face and then red eyes and kind of a sickly yellow. So he looks mean. And Shockwave, obviously, is kind of boring. I would have personally preferred instead of... Can we move away from Shockwave? Because Shockwave's kind of dull, right? Can we not move into Energon's 6-shot? Can we not go and do that instead? Because I've, again, if you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that I like Energon's 6-shot because he's weird, goofy, silly colors, and it's really interesting and unique and something that you'd probably find in the 90s. It's got tiger stripes on, and it's brown and desert brown, sand color, all that. It's great. It's really cool. This is just great, and he's got red eye. It's like, it's fine. But yeah, the hubcap, if we could get a pack where it's just I'll have a hubcap, I'll have a normal Shockwave. No, not a Shockwave. That would be a better pack for me rather than the other one. But there's nothing wrong with the Cliff Jumper. I just don't, care too much about Cliff Jumper personally. Now, third party continues with the New Age H63 Gorgo, which is the New Age Toys version of Slag/Slug, depending on how you like to say these things. The robot's height is going to be 13.5 centimeters tall for all of you, you size sluts out there. We have, I guess these are the finished versions of him. Yeah, looks all done and dusted. He's looking good. Colored prototypes. We should see articulation. He's got lots of lines and gaps where you can tell he's got the articulation and all that jazz for the transformation. Double elbows, bicep swivel. Looks like he's got a butterfly joint on his boob, so if you want him to have some pec movement, he's got some of that. Ankle rockers. The way I like a waist being done, where they've kind of hidden the hip joint into the waist a lot more. See, with a Hasbro product, this line for the hip joint, it would continue all the way up to the top of the waist, where here they've got like a... If you imagine, for those not watching, if you imagine the... Oh, what's his name? Chase. You know the Chase figure? You know that hip design for the toy? So look at that hip design. And then you get a bit of plastic. You kind of smooth off the edges of that hip joint, okay? You just smooth them out. And then you put a plastic T, so the T covering the nads region, and then the T kind of going over the top of the more curved area. And that's kind of how they've hidden it. And it looks to me a lot nicer and works quite well, I would say, generally. Dinosaur mode, Triceratops mode, looks good. He's got a few accessories. He's got hands for slapping, hands for holding, gun for shooting, no sword. And he's also got lightning, fire, an effect of some description from his triple horn pew 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 idea. It looks like, if you want, he does have like peg inside of his mouth crevice, so you could probably shove like Grimlock's fire effect in there or something like that. Or there'll be like a toy version. We'll see like 4, maybe 5 versions of this guy. So we've got the cartoon version. There'll be a toy one. This is speculation, obviously, but this is how New Age usually works. So a toy one will be coming. Shattered Glass will be coming. Maybe a comic version will be coming. And G2. Yeah, G2, where he's Christmas green. Yeah, okay, so at least 5. There might be more, but I can think of 5 off the top of my head, at the very least. As usual, though, Dinobots look... it's from New Age, so they look good. They look really nice. We get some promo shots with the other New Age items. Oh, they've even got him squished on the little Quintesson Judge. I wonder how they made the door. If they 3D printed it or something, probably. And attacking a New Age Devastator. Yeah, looks great. Not a surprise. I like New Age. They can be a little bit finicky and fiddly, but I'd say they're a good quality third-party company, and they do good stuff at Legend scale as well, which is always kind of neat. The only problem you have is it takes a while for a new mold to come out, because they'll pump out a new mold and then they'll milk it until it's till the cow's got nothing left inside of it, as they say. The final bit of third-party news is the DNA Designs TFA Power Master Optimus Prime. So this is Legacy Animated Optimus Prime. The upgrade kit for it. We've got some more promo images. This time we have a new headpiece, which appears to be exclusive to China. And a separate hammers. And we got a few images of them. We've talked about these before, but it's interesting to see that they've got like a special yellow sunglasses version to like put over Prime's eyes. I guess that the Chinese one is the yellow one, but there seems to be a blue one as well, and a bigger faceplate, which does make his head look a little bit fat from the image that you can see it in. Doesn't look too bad on the big promo image where everything's on him, but if you just look at the head on its own, it looks a bit weird. Yeah, okay, bonus limited China is the yellow sunglasses. The blue sunglasses, I'm gonna assume that's for everybody. Okay, we see the Magnus hammer, which looks okay. I wouldn't say it's super accurate or anything, but it looks fine. The head definitely looks a little bit large with that. Okay. So right, there's the original one that we've already seen, which was the hammer hitty bits. The flats of the hammers were gray, and the internal core of the hammer was blue. The DK54Y. Blue and yellow, which I guess is this new upgrade set, has the blue on the flat hammery bits and the grey on the inside. Not a big, strange departure, but worth mentioning, I suppose. Yeah. It's not a big upgrade kit or anything like that, or a addition to the kit. I'm not quite sure if these are separate kits or if this is just stuff that's also coming along with it. Either way, if you've got the animated Optimus Prime, I guess get this. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets redone for the Motormaster. Well, actually, no, this probably shouldn't get done for the Motormaster that's going to come out eventually. If they do a Toxitron, it should be done for that. Obvious reasons. So, whoop-de-doo. Now, like I told you, it's not going to be long this week. We're already hammered through most of it. We've got the Generation Select Gobots, Smallfoot possible looks. So this is part of the 3-pack. We've got one of the other ones. It's just the last one we don't have. We were told at some point that there's going to be a Generation Select Gobot themed pack. And we were speculating that there were going to be repaints. So this is the first one. It's Smallfoot. It's out of gears. So let's have a look at it. It does have a new head, which actually doesn't look too bad. I don't think Smallfoot... No, this won't be the Smallfoot I'm thinking of. What's it say specifically? This is inspired by the E-Hobby Gears redeco of 2003. Not cartoon Gobot Smallfoot. Yeah. Okay, so we see the image. It is a yellow and red version of Gears versus Smallfoot, who is, oddly enough, Gears colors. Smallfoot is exactly Gears colors and probably would just be Gears in many ways. Do I think it's good? I think it's fine. I can't love the face. It is pink. Gears' head. It's pink face and hair in quotations. With a yellow, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bandana over the eyes. Okay, fine. Again, I don't think yellow on pink works desperately well, but the pink parts are on top of red. And again, those parts are too close on the color wheel to work desperately well together. Orange, you can kind of get away with it to a point if you've got more color separating it, I think. But here, the pink on red, I don't think it works too well. If the red was darker, yeah, maybe it could work because it, bright contrasting the dark color, but yeah, that's not what we have. The yellow truck mode thing, the alt mode, that looks good. Yellow truck versus blue truck, that works. That looks good. Standing next to each other, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Is why I'll say it's interesting. I do think a problem though is that the Smallfoot and the Gears obviously just share all of the red parts, so it's very similar. The only difference, like if you've got Gears, you look at him in robot mode, all of that red, all of those molded red parts will just be transferred over to Smallfoot, and then all of the blue parts are just now molded in yellow. So it's not that impressive. It seems pretty cheap in terms of a redo, just because like you've already got all the gray is just going to be reprinted from Gear stuff, which is already done, and all the red is also all stuff from Gears anyway. But yeah, if you like the look of this, that's cool. So that's Smallfoot, but there's also treads. That's probably going in part of this, which is going to be the Kingdom Deluxe Warpath. But what if he was green? So, chat, I want you to imagine Warpath, right? He's red. What if, though, he was green? Ah. Now you got the figure. That's it. It's Warpath, but what if green? Yeah. Again, I get it because, he is based off of the 2003 repaint, which is just green Warpath. Yes. But you could spice it up, right? If Hasbro wanted to, they could make it spicy, right? Camo. It doesn't need to be like 90s obnoxious camo. It's a dark green color. Do some like brown desert camo on top of the tank, and it would look really cool. It would be a bit different too, Remold the head. It's, I know it's not going to happen. You know it's not going to happen. Things that could be and maybe should be. We've got him posed with some other figures. It's just Green Warpath at the end of the day. I can't remember who the last one's meant to be. Let's have a look at the... Can we look at that 3-pack? What's in this pack? So we've got Smallfoot Treads. Oh, there's Road Ranger, which they could do out of Huffer, because we had a Huffer recently, right? There's Pathfinder, who is out of Cosmos. That could be what's coming, just Cosmos, but what if blue? Bumblebee out of Bug Bite, I'd say no. And Power Glide, I don't think we've had a recent Power Glide that would work. So yeah, I reckon, because like I say, I can't remember what this pack is gonna, this 3-pack is gonna have. So maybe Smallfoot, maybe Road Ranger. Road Ranger might look pretty cool because it's black and orange, but far from that, not great, not surprising, but not amazing either. So, we also got the reveal of what we knew to be coming, or at least a lot of us kind of had the feeling. Excuse me. The Studio Series 86 Dead Brawn and Ratchet. Not Dead Ratchet. It's probably implied that he is Dead Ratchet, but Dead Brawn in quotations. In quotations. This is that 2-pack. Hooray! Do you remember the Ironhide and Prowl set? It's that. But Brawn. I think the head sculpt for Brawn is brand new. I think I like this better. The Brawn, at least. Why? Because he has an expression on his face. And that, unfortunately, in 2024, is kind of unique. A lot of Transformers these days have no emotion sculpted into their face. This is pretty well sculpted. It's pretty characterful. Technically doesn't need to mean he's dying. If you wanted, you could pop that head off and put it on a normal Brawn and it would just look like he's screaming while shooting people, which could work. He does have giant hole in his chest where you can put blast mark. This isn't the finished version because there's a giant mold line on the front of his face, but whatever. You can put a blast effect on, which in these images is curling. And apart from that, his vehicle, I don't know if there's any other real differences in these molds or color schemes or anything like that. The Ratchet, I think, again has a new face. His is not nearly as good as Brawn's. He's kind of got Dreamwave Dull Surprise, like, oh no, I've been shot. I'm kind of sad, but I'm not too fussed about it either kind of expression. He has the Ironhide boob chest plate, which isn't correct. I think this is just the same, so you can put the blast effect in his boob. It obviously carries over to the vehicle mode, but I think this is probably a better pack than the previous one. It's not one that I would want. I know Orange is getting them because poor Orange has a problem. But yeah, I look at the set and I go, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. It'll be too much for what it is, but I think mainly because this head is really well done, I'm letting it slide. I look at it and I go, you know what? That's fine. That's okay. I don't know if the mold's good. I don't know if there's any real differences in the colors, but I look at that face and I go, finally, do more of that. But expressions, not, low effort kind of remolds, recolors kind of thing. The new head mold, we need more of that on standard Transformers, I would say. Instead of just having the flat expression. As I've said many times before, that would be lovely. If we could go for that, I'd be down with it. And the last bit of news, I told you there wasn't much this week, is the TFCon, July 12th to the 14th. Bob Budiansky is going to be heading over to TFCon Toronto. So if you're in the Toronto area, you can swing on by and ask about the car wash of doom, etc., etc., etc. And that would be a fun time, I'm sure. But yeah, that's it. That's it for news, boys and girls. What can I tell you? That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes with news. So what have I been up to recently? Well, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I want to get back to painting because I've got some Warhammer stuff. Specifically, that does relate to what I've been doing this week. I bought quite a bit of 2nd edition Warhammer Space Marine stuff. I got a really a cheap-ish, I suppose, for Warhammer kind of lot, which was already pre-painted. I'll put it on screen. It was fucking grotesquely painted. Let me tell you, if you can see this, you'll be like, God damn. So not only is it weirdly patterned, right? But it was on thick. It was on stinky thick. I put it in like BioStrip, which is, it does what it says on the tin. Well, plastic pot. You put it in and it eats your paint. It eats the paint away. So these, because they were so dense of disgusting layers of just thick paint, took like 3 dunks to get rid of most of it. It didn't get rid of everything, but it got rid of most of the egregious stuff. So I had to biostrip the shit out of these. They took forever to do. I got 5 metal scouts as well, Space Marine scouts, which were not nearly as bad, but they were still pretty. It was still pretty thick with paint. It was pretty rough. So they had to be biostripped. They only took 1 dunk, so that was a lot better versus 3, obviously. So that's something. Simon Tang says, does it not eat the plastic? Biostrip, no. I think if you leave it in biostrip for really long periods of time, it would. But the plastic in question, at least the ones that they use here, it doesn't. It leaves don't get me wrong, it discolors the plastic on it. But I don't know whether that's due to the biostrip itself or if that's due to the paint, which had been on it for God knows how many years, to be honest, Simon. But it doesn't matter because obviously I've sprayed them up. I did that yesterday because it was reasonably fine weather, meaning it wasn't too humid, so I was able to spray up those 12 plus the scouts. I basted them, so I got like sand and shit and just threw it on the bases, which, yeah, it turned out fine. And then today I've been slapping them with like 3 very thin coats of red, pure red, so I'm trying to get them to look like old school 90s kind of brightly colored Space Marines. And today I've also been doing the shading, so I go into the deeper recesses with like a wash to try and do that. And then I haven't done it with all of them. I've done it with 6 of them as I'm looking at my little tray. I now need to go back over it and clean up the parts I messed up, which should just be red. And I'm not the cleanest painter. I need to usually go over things a few times. So that's that. I did that. I also, in keeping with those Space Marines, bought a really big lot of Space Marines because I was like, well, I saw this lot going for an okay price, and I was like, you know what? It would probably be cheaper to buy this big lot or reasonably sized lot of Space Marines versus buying them individually. It's got Dante, who's the chapter master, who's metal. It's got the rogue trader, so like one of the very, very early ones made out of metal, captain. It's got Mephiston, who's metal as well. And I think 2 other characters who I'm not sure about. It's got the chaplain. No, he's fine. A chaplain who's metal. Quite a few of these are metal. I don't know what this one here is. Assault, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 assault marines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devastators. But the devastators, like some of the devastators don't have their arms, but they have their weapons. So I'll need to try and source some arms for them. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Terminators. One of them looks like it's actually missing an arm, but that's fine. And then we've got some Death Company and then some normal Space Marines again. Some of them, the ones I already have, and some of them slightly more posed. So, did you buy them on eBay? I did buy them on eBay, yes. Yeah, I don't really have another place to get, that I know of, another place to get kind of old Warhammer miniatures. All I did was put in Warhammer 40k 2nd edition, and these eventually popped up. Don't get me wrong, this wasn't cheap, but it was comparable to a start collecting box from Games Workshop at the moment. It's arguably not very cheap, but these haven't came yet. They're on the way to me, or they should be on the way to me at some point relatively soon. Thankfully, with these ones, most of them, bar like 2, maybe 3 of them, are already stripped. So I won't have to do that. So most of the heavy work's done, which I'm very thankful for, because I'd rather not have to stand over a sink for an hour with a toothbrushing, gloopy excess paint off of miniatures. It's not very fun, toothbrushing away, but you got to get it done if you want your minis to look, unglooped, as they say. What else have I been up to? Oh, I got my box and package. My package contained, what's it called? Unicorn Overlord, which is the guys that did Dragon's Crown. They've done an RPG strategy game, Fire Emblem-y style game. I haven't played it yet because I've been busy with other stuff this week. But I got that this week. I was glad because I wanted a physical version. I didn't want to, buy a digital version of it. And I also got, which I haven't had to play with either, I got the Jada Toys Bison and Dalsim from their Street Fighter 2 line. Yay! I've been waiting for those for a while. I thought they weren't going to come till like middle of next month. Luckily, they came in. Excuse me, and I just haven't had the time. I want to focus on painting and getting that sorted first. And in terms of video games, what did I get? Game-wise, I picked up Warhammer Bolt Gun, which is the Boomer Shooter Warhammer 40k game kind of style. Also got Forgive Me Father 2, which is a Boomer Shooter style game again, but this time it's kind of based in a Cthulhu-esque place, still first person shooter, Boomer Shooter style, but you've got wibbly, squibbly, gross things and madness and all that kind of jazz. And also got The Last Faith, which is a Metroidvania style game, like Blasphemous and Metroidvania. I got those as well because it's been one on my list. Rogue Trader, have you tried it? No, I haven't tried Rogue Trader yet, Simon. It's on the list of things I do want to try. But the last time I looked at it, it seems like it had a lot of bugs. So I was like, I want to wait. There were some game-breaking bugs as well, which I was kind of really against buying it until those got sorted out. I don't know if those have been patched out yet. I'm hoping they will have. I know there's DLC coming out for it soon, because they announced it recently. Yeah, I kind of don't want to get it for 20 quid, which is the cheapest I've seen it for at the moment. I'd like to get it a little bit less than that. But yeah, it will be something I grab and play on stream at some point, I think. And there was the Space Marine 2 trailer as well, which I saw, which I was like, oh, hey, that looks that looks good, but I'm not surprised. Space Marine 2, that's a guaranteed buy, unless it comes out and it's absolute dog shit, which I'm really hoping it isn't. I'm really hoping it's not. It shouldn't be. It should be great. But yeah, it's. I'm not going to pre-order it either. I've fallen for that trap too many times, and there's no need to pre-order it. I'll get it when I get it, Excuse me, but yeah, the Space Marine 2, they pooped out a new trailer for it, and it looks pretty good if you haven't seen it. Have I been up to anything else? I'm up to date now with Smiling Friends. I would strongly recommend Smiling Friends. It is a 10-minute comedy show, 10-minute episodes. You can get through season 1 in about an hour, I think, or less. Season 2 started up, and I watched 3 episodes today, so it was, half an hour. It's still fun. They had Mr. Frog. I was like, oh shit, they got Mr. Frog again. Mr. Frog is still a monster. I love him. I love Mr. Frog. He's a good boy. A good, scary boy. Hello, I'm Mr. Frog. Again, go and watch Mr. Frog. He's a monster, but he's a fun monster. And isn't that important? Of course it is. Have I watched anything else? I watched Quiet on the Set, that Nickelodeon documentary thing about the dude and the bad stuff that was going on the Nickelodeon sets. It's kind of interesting. I tried to come at it across, watch it as like skeptical. That was my position, and it definitely sounds like there was some dodgy shit on that set. Yeah, it seems kind of gross. It was interesting, but it's one of those watches where you go, oh, I'm not happy, but it's interesting, but I'm not pleased. You know, it's one of those. Anything else? Anything else? I think that's about it. I need to get on and buy a weed whacker, but there's no point getting a weed whacker at the moment, because it's constantly raining. So I could buy a weed whacker, but I couldn't use it. So I'm using that as an excuse to put it off constantly, and then it was just work. You know how it is. But unfortunately, Chad, that's where we're gonna have to end it. That's all the things I've been up to. That's all the news for this week. I'm sorry, it's not a longer show, but it's better in and out than it is like, wasting your time or anything like that. We might get Orange on next week's show and talk about Beast Wars. Are we on Beast Wars next? I think we are. Yeah, we'll probably be doing Beast Wars next. So we'll be talking about the first wave of Beast Wars before it goes all trans-metally and whatnot. But thank you very much for coming on by, everybody. Hope you have a very good day, good evening, and or a good night. I'm, of course, dead on the inside, dead on the outside. And if you want to catch the show, we're on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You'll find us there. I'm Decayed Andy, the same places, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. And I stream on my YouTube channel and on Twitch, usually at 10:15 in the evening, most nights, pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and then obviously Sunday I'm doing this show. So, anyway, guys, thanks very much for coming on by, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye! Yeah.